Hey.
Hello, people.
How y'all doing? Y'all alright and stuff? What's up? This is Chocolat. I'm sorry. I gotta start us over.
Why you gotta start us over?
Because we're now caramel and chocolate. We have order to this now. I was saying it any kind of way.
We got order now.
We got order. Okay, so give it up to our camera crew.
Shout out. You the best, Marco Polo. You the best.
You are the best, okay?
You the real MVP up in here, okay?
Hotmess.com, okay?
And shout out to our makeup artist.
Our makeup artist, hair, we in the building. You gotta speak it into existence, okay?
Into existence. Listen,
Linda. All right, so we went to see the movie yesterday. Sing it.
something far away.
Far away.
Good music, you guys.
Great music. Who went first?
Did you go first? What is the last movie we saw?
We saw.
Shaft?
Was it Rocket Man? Shaft.
And then, so I think you went first. Did you go first? Or did I go first for Shaft? I think I went first for Shaft.
Okay. All right. Then I'll go first. I really enjoyed this movie.
We'll write it down.
For next time. I really enjoyed this movie, y'all. It was so pleasant. Like,
that's a good word for this.
It just felt good. It was a feel-good movie. It was funny all the way through. It was just enjoyable. I liked it. It was slow pace. So if you like a movie that's like real stimulating, this is not it. This is a chill on your couch, eat your popcorn, lay up and watch it. There's a love story involved, and there's excellent music by the Beatles and Ed Sheeran and everybody. It was good music.
Yeah, yep.
So basically we have our lead character, John Malick,
who was played by Himesh Patel. We're prepared this time, y'all.
We're trying to be better. We're trying to be better.
We upgraded.
Remember me different. But his name is important because he was the lead character, and that's just rude. You know, you can't just. So
you know that one,
right? Oh my gosh! So basically, he was a struggling musician, and he the only fan he had was his childhood friend, his girl, home girl,
and her name was Lily in the movie. But it is, her name was Ellie in the movie, but her name is Lily James.
Yes. And so she was his only fan, right? He couldn't get booked. He was struggling out here in these streets.
Struggling.
Right?
See.
And so then he has a terrible accident. He's hit by a bus, and it actually knocks some of his teeth out, which was disturbing at first, but ended up being hilarious. And but with this accident, he ended up being in a world where the Beatles had never existed, and nobody knew about the Beatles except for him. So it seemed. And so he began performing some of their songs just casually like he would, and people are like, whoa, who wrote that? This song is dope. You know, they're like really impressed by his music, and he's like, the Beatles wrote it, you know. And they're like,
he's so confused,
who's the Beatles? And he's like, what? You know, he's confused, like, what is happening? So he starts Googling some of the things that people could not remember. It was, I don't know why, I don't know I don't know if it was a certain year that they just couldn't remember. Certain things that they could not remember. They did not remember the Beatles at all. Or any of the members. They did not remember Coke. They did not remember
Harry Potter.
Cigarettes. So he would bring up certain things throughout the movie, like, dang, I really wish I had a cigarette. And his boy would be like, what's a cigarette? And then he'd go hurry up and type it on the computer to be like, and it would be completely wiped off of the internet. No cigarettes had ever been invented. No Beatles. There was no Beatle.
Right.
There was Bee. There was the Beatle.
Cigarettes was like a town in France.
Yeah, Harry Potter was a man in history. Harold.
Yeah,
Harold. So like he was weirded out by this. Like, why doesn't anybody else remember this? And it's just me. And as this is happening, he's becoming the greatest songwriter to ever live with somebody else's songs, but nobody else knows that he didn't write these songs. So he's basically living a lie. And it was later found out that there was 2 other people that realized that he was lying.
We gotta start saying spoiler alert at the beginning of these. We keep forgetting.
I know. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna write it though. I'm gonna write it. But nobody else in the world ever knew until he confessed. But he was basically living a lie, and it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed the movie. It was nice. It was heartwarming.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. And he actually ended up, for some time in the movie, he ended up losing the girl he loved for his pursuit in his career. And I could relate to that. Stepping away, moving away, trying to build a life outside of my hometown, having to leave the person that I loved and have been with for several years. So I could kind of relate to that scenario. And so since I've spoiled enough, he ends up confessing that he had been lying this whole time. He ends up finding his voice, which was a huge thing in this movie, and telling the girl that he loves, that he grew up with, I love you, after losing her. She had a whole boyfriend and everything.
I think he was almost fiance.
Oh, I love you. And so he ended up dropping the whole career, being with his longtime friend, and they lived happily ever after. They had the kids and all that, but I enjoyed it.
Me too. I think part of the reason why I enjoyed it was because you got a chance to see the full story. A lot of times people will just leave you with, it feels like a cliffhanger. This movie didn't have that. This movie had a beginning, a middle, and a commencement. It was a continuation of where life was going. So it took us from present day to I don't know, maybe 10 years into the future. So that was pretty cool. I thought they cast it very well. Everybody did a great job. Shout out to the UK for all the great music that's been coming out of there these past years, in the past and current too. I did love that. So Kate McKinnon is in this movie. You guys, I love her.
She's hilarious.
She is so funny. She's from SNL. She's been on the female version of Ghostbusters. And Kate McKinnon, the way she's a physical comedian is hilarious.
Yeah.
And she has no bounds. She has no boundaries when it comes to what she'll do. Mm-hmm. She will say and do anything. So they picked the perfect person to play. She played his manager when he started to become famous. And then just a short shout out to Lamorne Morris. He's the guy, he got famous in I want to say Taco Bell commercials, and then he became he was on the show New Girl. So I love him. I think he's hilarious. So he was in the movie just for just a second, but I still wanted to shout him out. I like how the movie, how it was just so perfect, how they just, it took you into a dream world in reality. Like that, if that makes sense. Like, this is present day, but the Beatles don't exist. The fact that they were able to make that happen and to start to make you believe that when this 12 seconds that the power went off around the entire world and then came back on and certain things were just deleted from time. What I wish they would have done was get more into the storyline of the two people, of why they still remembered the Beatles, but no one else did. And then were there other pockets of people that remembered the Beatles as well? But I love a good love story. So that was sweet. Listen, ladies, get your man. Don't wait no 20 years. She waited 20 years. That's a long time. And then she started to settle. Basically with a man who was available and liked her. Now, as Sherelle said, she could identify. I could identify with that. Feeling like you don't have anybody else. The one you've been wanting is now gone. Never settle. Never settle. Obviously, it didn't work. The one I was settling for, I'm single. Okay. But just keeping that in mind, like, go after what you want. And this is for men and women. Like, you know how we always all hear, like, be with the one that's your friend. You want to be friends with them. And if we go get somebody we're not friends with, or we can't build a friendship with, what is that? Pay attention to your surroundings. Who's in the area? Men and women, let's all do that. We all guilty of it. And it's funny, like, the main character, John Malick, it wasn't that his parents were not supportive of him. It's just that his parents just didn't pay him any attention.
Oh my God.
And I think at this point they were about 27, 28 in the movie. And so apparently, you know, he had been trying to be this musician for a long time. And you guys, like, his last show was at like a fair, and inside his tent that had like hay, and it was children sitting on the ground, and a little old couple like sitting in some lawn chairs, and like his friends in the background. It was no one there. And so, like, you could see that the sense of he has been doing this for a long time. It's not working. And so his parents are like, listen, they're not saying this, but the underline is, give this up. You live still at home. You work at a grocery store. Like, this is not your ministry. Just give this up.
Oh my God. They were hilarious.
They were so funny.
Especially the dad. Oh my God. They had me cracking up.
They were the perfect, like, hood parents, if you will. Like, they were.
I loved his parents.
They were so just nonchalant. Even when he became famous, they congratulated him. But, like, at one point, he was in his little back room. And, you know, they be having food and stuff back there. His dad was like, looked at him with a real serious face and was like, are you going to eat all these sandwiches? I was just like
this is the best day ever.
Exactly. Your son is about to play to the planet. Like, what is going on? So just his parents and being who they were and them genuinely staying in character, I just thought that was really great. I thought that was a lot of fun. And then also just how diverse friend groups are. Sometimes you're going to have a friend group of friends where they're like, there's couples, there's single people, and then there's people that are successful, then there's people that are not so successful. Like, you're going to have this thing, but the love is unconditional. And so I appreciated that as well. So it was a good show. It was a good movie of love and triumph. And being honest and being genuine and being sincere. So
I thought it was such a unique storyline. Something I hadn't seen. It was refreshing to see something that I've not seen. Because it's like, oh my God, they're all the same. Like,
everything is being remade.
Yeah. I wish they would have delved deeper into why things happened. Why did this happen to only him? Who else knew about it? Why did they know about it? Will it ever be reversed? I would have liked to have known a little more about that. But it was cool not knowing it too.
That's true.
And just seeing his journey. We had mentioned the parents, but and the manager, another like star player in the movie and making it fun and entertaining was his assistant.
Oh yeah, I think I have his name right here.
So they were all funny. The manager, his parents, his assistant, they all played a role.
He was Rocky.
Yeah. They all played a role in making this a fun and entertaining story, I believe. So that was cool. And I had already mentioned like finding your voice, and it's interesting how you can be using your voice, making money for your voice, and you still have to find your voice.
Yeah.
And it was just cool how, they mentioned what success really looks like and enjoying your life, what that really looks like. Yeah. So I thought it was great.
Me too. Oh, and one thing that I had in my head that I wanted to say in the beginning, it didn't, was that it really felt like a love story to the Beatles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in their influence on the world. Now, the one song they didn't have that I wanted them to have was Come Together Right Now
Over Me.
Boom. Yo, I wanted that to happen so bad.
Yes.
So bad. I was like, oh, dang it. So they was also playing some Beatles songs I did not know about. I was like, let me Google when I get to the house. Because I was like, I don't know some of these songs. And with it being that love story, there was a part which was like slightly confusing, right? Because, again, we're upgrading and we did a little research, right? So I was confused because they had someone in there that looked like John Lennon and his name was John. And the two people that also remembered the Beatles did research and found him. So he's living out in the country in the middle of nowhere near some water, right? I don't even know if this is like a river or it's just like, some rainwater. And so he's living out there all by himself with his dog and he's painting. But when I looked up, if I looked correctly, it said that he was assassinated in 1980. So I was like, surely this is not John, but he was present day. So again, the movie just was refreshing in the sense that we're bringing this person from the past that has passed away, but he's here present day. His name is John.
But it's as if he didn't write the songs.
It was as
if he just lived his life the way he wanted to, quiet, slow.
And in talking to him, he encouraged John Malick to pursue and get back with his love, his friend, or not to get with, but to get back with, but to get with her.
Yeah, because he said, tell people, the people that you love, tell them, and then what else he said? Pretty much just to be honest about everything. And that's the way you have a good life.
And man, if that ain't the truth, because older people ain't got no filter.
It's so crazy how one conversation could change everything. Had he just told her he loved her, things would have went differently. Had she opened her mouth and said, hey, I love you, I'm over here, pay attention to me.
Here I is.
That things would have been different. And it makes you think back to, like, when you're growing up and you have that person you're crushing over. Like, I remember I was crushing over a guy back in the day. And then later on, I realized, years later, he was balding, gained some weight. You know how they don't look the same.
Oh, we're talking years now.
Yeah, years go by. I saw him, and he was shy. And that was the issue. And had I said something back in the day, when he was fly and I was the geek. Had I said something, things might have went differently.
Just never know.
But, you know, a conversation can change things for real. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. He did good.
He's silly. He's a little silly.
He's silly.
But he has great music, too.
Yeah, he's excellent. He's excellent. So, I mean, I kind of feel like we gave our takeaways.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We mixed them all up in there.
Yeah, they was all mixed. It was mixed. So, want to do our rating?
All right. How many candy bars?
How many candy bars?
Count of 3?
Yes, you want to count?
Yeah. I don't know why this is so funny to us when we do it. I only got to think.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
4.
5. You know what? I had in my mind to give it a 4.5, but I was like, it was good and I liked it. I stayed up and it gave me a good feeling. But then I wanted to you know what? I can't take it back though because I already put it out there. Can I take it back this one time?
If you want.
4.5.
Okay.
Only because we did not know why those people also remembered the Beatles.
Yeah, we don't know what
so bad
happened.
to know, like, were they all, because he was in a coma, kind of, for a little bit from getting hit by the bus. So it was like, were they also in a coma? Like, during that same, so it's a coincidence? Like, what happened that they remembered them, but no one else does?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, 4.5.
Yeah, that was a thing for me. Like, just some missing pieces here and there.
Yeah.
Why did that happen to him? Can it happen again? Will it ever reverse? Why are these only 3 people in the whole world know that this has happened?
Okay. What's going on?
Why? So there was that. And then, I don't want to say that it was slow. Because I don't feel like it was slow.
Yeah.
Somebody else could feel like it was slow. For me, it was not slow. It just wasn't as stimulating. It was still engaging, but it wasn't as stimulating. It wasn't overt. It wasn't in your face. So if you're not paying attention, if it's one of those days, and I was very distracted today, more distracted than I would have normally been, just because of work and text messages and whatever. So if it's one of those things where you're distracted and not paying attention, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You're just not. You can't. This is not one of the movies you could do with the one eye and you're not paying attention, and following along.
Yeah.
You're gonna be bored. You're not gonna enjoy it. If you're paying attention and if you love music, you're gonna like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and another reason why I was giving it a 4.5, now that I remember when I thought about it. Y'all know I always be having to bring stuff up that probably no one else wants to. Why couldn't there just be another Indian lead to be his love interest?
Yeah.
What is the issue that we have in the film industry with putting people of color together? Exactly. And I'm like, but please, okay. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Black Panther crushed all that around the planet,
and we were happy to see it. So
happy to see it. And that's why we can appreciate people like Jordan Peele who are like, there will never be other leads in this. It will always be Black people. We was like, because we've seen it all already.
Mm-hmm.
And so so that part frustrates me that they could not have an Indian woman to be his love interest. But I'm excited for movies that are coming out now that are really pushing for those things, like Crazy Rich Asians. There's another movie that's on Netflix that has a love interest where they're both Asian. Like, well, I hate to say Asian because I don't remember what part of Asia they originate in. But at any rate, it's a good movie. And I don't remember the name of it right now, but I did enjoy it. It's the dad Fresh Off the Boat. He's in it. So it's one of those things that kind of frustrated me a little bit. I'm not gonna get all into it, but I just wish that they would just be okay with that. Yeah. That's would be the situation. So yeah, that was my only thing.
Yeah, that would have been nice, and it would have made it even more interesting.
It really would have. So, it really would have. So
I don't know what the deal is.
You know what's funny? Now that I think about it, when we're saying it, his parents weren't even pushing him to get married. Now that's funny. That's odd. I don't remember them saying like you need to get a girl. Mm-mm. It was more so like give up.
He was really good. He sounded good. But I don't know if that was really his voice or what if that was not his voice. He did an excellent job lip syncing. I didn't see anything
think about that.
That looked, it looked seamless, but he sounded great. Whoever was singing sounded great.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't know. But
so sorry to add that on to that.
No, I mean that's real talk. I mean, I just don't understand why they feel comfortable doing that. It's like the elephant in the room.
It's so the elephant in the room. And they're just fine with it. Like, it's just...
Like, this don't feel weird for you now at this point? It's 2019.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. But, you gotta keep
There are even gay couples.
Facts.
Okay? There are even gay couples. And there is no shade to the community, but that you feel more comfortable doing that than to put a relationship on display of the same race,
right? And we know no movie is going to get it 100% correct, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, why is there such this, I don't know, an agenda, it almost feels like, to highlight other things, but then not to highlight everything. Mm-hmm. It's very frustrating.
Why can't it just be respect across the board?
That's all.
Keep the right energy,
That's all.
Whatever.
We'll just wait for the next movie. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we need to make our own.
Okay. Chocolate and caramel and chocolate adventures.
Ooh. Caramel and chocolate film production. Y'all not ready for us.
Y'all ain't ready.
But with that being said, we've gotten our YouTube channel up, our Facebook channel up, and also our Instagram channel up.
We do.
I will put out more of the titles later, only because they're still in construction. We don't want to just get you on there and you'll be like, what's happening? This is very interesting. No, it's not, because nothing's happening here.
Yes.
So once we get more stuff uploaded and we go live, that's what the young people say. When we go live, we'll let y'all know.
Yes, we will let y'all know.
Tell your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your friends, your aunties, and your uncles, and even some of your enemies. They might like us.
Yes.
Just tell everybody.
Yes, tell them all. All right, we are out of here. Yesterday. Go check it out.
Yes, go check it out.
Take today to go check out yesterday.
Come through. Y'all ain't ready for it.
All right. We out of here.
You don't.